What's up, everybody?
Okay, so think about this, right? When you think about your dream home, what does that dream home look like?
What does it look like? It looks like love, peace, respect.
Okay, I was thinking more like the wall color. Is there some, yeah, just the stainless steel appliances, what's the
Man.
footage? That's where my mind goes when I think about
Yeah.
my dream home. So,
You are a good decorator, so I gotta give it to you, babe.
well, I will say this. So, when's the last time you really just kind of thought about what your dream home looks like? Aside from the property, all the components and all the things that go in it, when's the last time you really thought about your dream home and what is going to go inside of it? Forget the property. We've done this so long that we now know that what is most important is not the property itself, but building a life that goes inside of the
That's
property.
right.
So that's what we're here to talk about today.
That's right.
That's our topic today. So stick around and let's get into it. Welcome to Love and Real Estate, where partnership meets purpose
Love meets legacy.
and real estate meets real life. We are your hosts, Keys with the Duprees. We are a real estate team, husband and wife duo.
That's right.
We help you strengthen relationships.
That's right.
We help you win in love and
Learn, grow, and level up.
That's right. This is the space for that.
Yeah.
So you are in the right place. We are glad you're here. Let's get started. So welcome. If this is your first time meeting us, I am Willana Dupree.
And I'm Terrence Dupree.
Yes, and we are a husband and wife team. We have a real estate team and we work together in love and business and in life. So this is our podcast, Love and Real Estate. And today is our premiere episode. We are so excited. So subscribe if you want to build and grow with us to start something brand new here. So we want you to like and subscribe to our channel so that we can build and grow together. Okay? So let's get started. Let's get right into it. I think we should start with the question behind the question. What kind of brought us here? How we got here?
Would you like to go first? Ladies first.
Well,
All right.
I've been in real estate now for 10 years. I have a background in the legal field. I was a paralegal at a corporate law firm, and I sort of maxed out where I could go in that career path. The next level was really going to law school. At the time, I had just got through a divorce and I was sort of restructuring my life. I've got 3 wonderful sons and we were just sort of getting used to life now with us moving forward. So I began to explore, how do I reinvent myself? What do I really want to do with my life? And it put me in a position to where I really just wanted to explore what my dream life looked like. So I then began to build. I remember at the time I was at the dentist. I remember someone really close to me who served as a wonderful mentor to me in this career. He was actually a dental hygienist at the time. So I remember having a cleaning and just talking to him like, I just want to do something. I need to go to school. I need to just do something and just figure out what the next step is. So he was just like, why don't you go to real estate school? As he is working in my mouth, cleaning with all the tools and things, he says, I made $20,000 this month. So I'm like, well, so I was all in at that point. And more than it being just about the money, naturally, a stable lifestyle for my children was very attractive for me. And having been in a partnership where the husband contributes towards the household, finding myself single and having half of that missing, I was very concerned about how we would make ends meet and how my kids would not have to suffer a loss of a lifestyle or have to lose anything in the process of us going through a divorce. So, naturally being a provider, being the sole provider then became my priority. So went to real estate school and absolutely fell in love with real estate. It became the thing that I did when I was sad, when I was happy. I found myself any time that I could just dive into learning every and anything that I possibly could about real estate. I was doing that. So here we are 10 years later. So that's my story. That's how I kind of fell in love with real estate and got into the real estate world. How about you? What's your background?
Well, that's good, babe. Um, I didn't come from I didn't start off thinking about real estate. I was a firefighter for 30 years. And even after those 30 years of, you know, saving property, saving lives, uh, I didn't have real estate on my mind, but I knew I wanted to do something different. What it was, I didn't know until this young lady came into my life. And just listening to her talk about her dreams and what she wanted to accomplish, that gave me a sense of purpose after retirement from the fire department. And I really wanted to get involved to help my wife out. So I got involved a year ago.
Yeah.
And it's been life changing. It's I'm learning the challenges, the ups and downs of real estate, of being a realtor. So, but I do have a good partner and a good teacher. So I'm a good student. So she's been teaching me a whole lot. So here we are.
Here we
are. And we ought to do great things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's just kind of a tidbit of how we got started here. And someone would ask the question, what would make you, after dating, after getting to know each other, we've both been married prior, we both are sort of kind of in that space of restructuring. And we're just getting to the point where we just got married.
A year ago.
Yay. So what will make you, after a year of marriage, you're still trying to figure each other out. You're still trying to navigate through being a newlywed, just merging all these things together. What will make you, in your crazy mind, want to begin not only starting a life together and navigating that space, but what will make you want to work together consistently? So not only are we just navigating life, but we're now working together.
That's
we're
right.
finding ourselves, having to talk deals and contracts and showings and closings and all those other things. So, rather than sort of having our own independence, what would make you want to then work together? What are your thoughts about that?
A lot of couples that we know, and I know personally, they can't work together.
No.
That's a no-no.
Yeah.
So in this space, I enjoy being around my wife. I enjoy being with her. I enjoy working with her.
Yeah.
So that makes it a whole lot easier for me and for us to say, yeah, we can do this together. So a lot of things that, within real estate and outside of real estate that we do together is enjoyable. So that makes it a whole lot easier for us to work together.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just the newlywed aspect of it. I'd like to think that as the years progress and go on, that we just genuinely enjoy each other's company. But that's kind of the space we're in now. And
I like being around her.
Yeah, like being around each other.
That helps.
Yeah. So why, someone would say, kind of cherish that space, like, nurture it, protect it, sort of save it. But we, as we just talked about our life and just growing together and just merging our families, we were having these conversations just about life in general and the dreams that we had and the goals that we had. We just felt like those conversations were vital and that someone else might benefit from. So we just thought to bring this to the forefront, to just engage with other people and put the conversation out there. So here we are. That's kind of how this podcast came about. So from that, Love and Real Estate was born. So I know a lot of you, when you hear the name of our podcast, Love and Real Estate, you automatically think, well, it's for someone that's never been married or someone that has not purchased their first home yet. Like, what can this real estate podcast do for me? But the thing we want you to take away from this is that If you find yourself and you haven't achieved those things, the first thing we think you should ask is like, what type of life do you want to build? What type of dreams do you have? And if being in love and being in a relationship, and if purchasing a home is in your list of things to achieve, then we feel like those conversations should be had now, that you should make a strategic plan about what your dream life looks like. Yeah, sure. And then strategically make steps intentionally to get yourself to that position. So
That's right. Always pray about it.
yes.
Listen to God about it.
Yes.
And let him lead you in all those decisions, because they are big decisions.
Yeah.
Love and real estate. They're both big decisions, and you better be ready for them.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Your faith has to be strong. You have to really believe that it is attainable for you. We preach that nonstop. So that has to be there, and it can happen for you, and it will happen for you.
Let you see the light at the end of the tunnel.
That's
a little bit better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're excited about this phase in our lives, and about this chapter that we're approaching and broaching. Embroaching, is that a word?
I don't know.
Embarking is what
We need to bring the dictionary out.
this is chapter that we are embarking upon. Okay. So you are in the right place. It doesn't matter what walk of life you're in, what stage of life you're in. There's something that could be learned from this space. So we're glad you're here. All right. Welcome back to Love and Real Estate. Thank you for coming back with us. Listen. So today we are talking about love, and we're talking about real estate, obviously, but the main thing we're talking about is building that dream life that you want. All the things that you can have, all the things that you can imagine for your life. What does that look like? And how do you get there, right? So that's what we're talking about today. How you structure your dream life. We're talking about it from the real estate aspect, and we're talking about from the love aspect, the relationship aspect. So the very first thing that I want to talk about is mindset, right?
Yeah.
That is the thing that's going to drive this dream and these goals. And that's the thing that really has to be intact before you start attacking anything else. That has to be in place, and that has to be healthy before you can even start.
Really be healthy.
Yeah, before you can even get started with anything else. So just making sure that you have healthy beliefs about yourself, what you can accomplish, what you're capable of, that it can happen, both love and both real estate. If you just put your mind to something, you have to have faith. You have to put action with faith and be willing to, make those strides to make it happen. Not always going to be pretty. Not always going to happen overnight with a snap of a finger, but you have to be willing to put in the work.
That's right. That's right. And be around good people.
Oh, that's so important.
Be around good people that want to see you succeed in life and in your relationship.
That's right.
So that does help also.
So important.
Yeah, and just make sure that you have different experiences. I never thought that I would be in $1 million house, looking at $1 million house, until I met my wife and watched her sell $1 million house. But just stepping over the threshold of that home, it gives you a different perspective on how people live.
Yeah.
So yeah, just make sure that you have good people around, and don't be scared to experience different things.
Step out and explore. It's just funny that you talk about just sort of envisioning yourself and putting yourself in certain
spaces
that you otherwise might not encounter. But that's so important. Just having that relational experience, just stepping inside of that and just realizing that the people that you're walking into those spaces with and inviting as clients into those spaces, they're really not much different than you are. They made intentional steps to get them to where they needed to be, and you're no different. You can accomplish those same goals. I learned very early on in real estate that you never, ever judge. You don't know where anyone is coming from. You don't know what circumstances they're living through. And I remember walking into a home. I remember growing up visiting my grandmother's house, and I just remember looking up at the ceiling and I could see the sky. And I remember looking down and I could see dirt like through the cracks. They lived in, my grandmother lived in this big, it was a huge house, but it had an outhouse. And I know a lot of you like come from humble beginnings and you learn to appreciate whatever it is that you have. Wherever you call home, you can never judge. So walking into what someone else might perceive as a modest home or a very meager home,
Their castle.
that is their castle. That is their everything.
Their castle.
Yeah, I remember, walking a family into a home and a child was a very small room, but they were just so excited that they wouldn't have to share a room with 3 or 4 other brothers and sisters. And I just remember thinking, gosh, you just learn to be grateful for everything that you have.
Yep. Everything. Yeah, everything. Even at the fire department, we learned, when the fire department's being called out, somebody's losing something. So a lot of times we would go, we would say across the tracks, if you know what I'm saying.
That's right.
Across the tracks. So the houses weren't the best, but people were still living in those houses. And we had to treat that house the same as we would treat somebody on the other side of the tracks, in a bigger house, in a nicer neighborhood, if you want to call it that. But either way, somebody was losing something. So so why not treat that space with respect? Absolutely. Because again, that's their castle.
Everybody has a castle.
Yeah.
Your castle might be bigger than mine, might be smaller than mine. It might have a pool. It might have whatever those things are, those physical attributes, those components that we like to add on and we like to think that it creates this fabulous structure. But at the end of the day, that is someone's everything, wherever that might be. And you have to respect it and treat it with dignity.
Yeah. But babe, I answer this question. But most of the times when we were out with the couple, showing houses, the statement always came up about the wife picking the house. And why is that?
Happy wife, happy life.
I guess, but I like the term happy spouse, happy house.
It would suggest that the woman, as long as she is good, then the family would be good. Because then she is responsible for creating this space where everyone feels like they belong, right? A lot of people look to the woman to establish that in a home. So
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess we've met some good people through the year that we've been together, and I'm not going to say the name, but one particular couple that we've met in Home Depot.
Yeah.
And she loves to take care of her home.
Oh God.
And just listen to her talk about it. I'm just, some houses I'll probably be scared to walk in, and that house is probably one of them I'm going to be scared to walk in because it's so clean.
It takes pride, and
she does.
We met that couple. I just remember the husband sitting back while she was talking about her home and the things that she enjoys, and
smiling.
He was so proud. He had his chest out, and he knew that were it not for his wife just creating that space,
that's right,
for their entire family.
That's right. It wouldn't be that way.
It would not be. It would not provide that harmony, that safe, nurturing place.
Because he did not have a decorator's bone in his body, so.
A lot of men don't.
That's true.
Chime in, guys. If you take part in those decorating, if you chip in as much as the women do.
Some men do. Some men handle the deck.
Really, I've seen a lot of them be really good at it too.
Just hanging pictures or things that need to be done around the house.
Whatever that is.
But most of the time, the women do the decorate in the house, and they're pointing at the husbands or the significant others to where stuff needs to go.
The hammer and the nail.
That's right.
Come with it. So, well, I just think that, each partner, everybody has a role in making a house a home.
That's right.
And whatever that looks like for you and your family, you are responsible for dictating what that is for you and your family.
That's right.
So people talk all the time about them not building homes these days like they used to build. These homes go up in 30 days, yeah. 60 days.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
It does seem.
Yeah. So do you like the character of the older homes? Do you want to build a new home? What's more important to you when, starting and building your dream life? What do you like? What's your taste?
Well, that's good. Yeah.
Well, I just think about, having seen both, so many of both. It just
pick a custom home or I wouldn't say cookie cutter, but yeah, that's what it is.
Well, it just depends. I feel like, well, first of all, we see so many houses that I think probably are desensitized to. We know that I'm not so attached to a house. I know that the same way I acquired a house, I could lose a house just that fast. A couple of us are just a couple of paychecks away from being homeless. So I've learned that no matter what I have in terms of a home, it's not about the actual property. It's about what's in it, what goes inside of it, the love that's there, the respect that's there. So I don't have an answer to that. I've seen some cute cookie cutter homes that I would totally live in, and I've seen some custom homes that I would absolutely live in. So I'm just not so attached to a house. I think because we've seen so much in our industry that, I would never say never say what I wouldn't do. And home is where you make it. Home is where you are. I mean, home is where my kids are. So, even if we're inside of a cardboard box,
again.
It doesn't matter. It's about what's in it. So what about you?
Yeah.
What's your preference?
I'm like you, because that's a hard question to answer, because I've been in both.
Yeah.
And they're both nice, but I do like the customization of the custom house, especially when you add your own touch.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I like about those. But a lot of the cookie cutter type homes, they are nice. They are a whole lot nicer than I believe what they were before. Either one would be good.
So today we are interviewing each other. So you'll see us back and forth between us, but this will be the only episode that we'll just it'll just be the two of us. No.
Can be some more by ourselves. Let's go to what topic we're going to talk about. They're good.
But
sometimes we might need to have a little intimate talk amongst ourselves.
Well, I just feel like this podcast is for everybody, right? Yes. We invite people in our space that, might offer a different perspective than we have, that might, look at things way differently than we do. So we are all about learning, exploring, growing, just all those things. So the only way you grow is when you sort of think outside of your window, outside of your box. We are so excited about the line of guests that we've got coming up, and I think you will be too. So make sure you stay tuned, stay locked in with Keys with the Duprees. We are going to be shooting episodes every week. If there is something that you want to see on Love and Real Estate, just write us, DM us, stay locked into us. There's more to come. All right, welcome back to Love and Real Estate. So this is our favorite part of the episode. It is a segment that we are going to call Money Move Moments. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take a money move moment, just a power move that you can implement in your week. We want you to think of one thing that you can implement in your week that will set you up for that week, just to get you thinking, to get your mind going about what your next step is, what your next chapter looks like. Okay? So my money move for the week is going to be pull your credit. Credit is the foundation for everything. It's the foundation for building the credit profile that you want. It's the foundation for if your credit profile, your personal credit profile is, if you're satisfied with it, then you can essentially build a business that you want. So pull your credit report. That's my power money move for the week. Pull it, pull all 3 bureaus, explore it. In order, it's right. Well, the thing is, people say Credit Karma is not always accurate. I tend to believe that it may not be. But if you have Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, anything that monitors your credit report, it may not be 100% accurate, but at least it'll give you a foundational reference for your credit report. And you can start there. The main thing I want you, rather than focus on what the score is and how accurate it is, I want you to focus on pulling all 3 bureaus. What they say, is the information accurate? A lot of times when you pull your credit report, you will discover that the information on it isn't even accurate. So challenge yourself to do that. Pull that credit report, find out from all 3 bureaus, is the information that's reflected on it, is it accurate? Start there, okay? You cannot confront what you are not willing to acknowledge, okay?
Yes.
You cannot change it if you're not willing to acknowledge it. So if changing your credit profile, if you don't like what's on it, then the only way you'll be able to work on it is if you confront it, and you confront it head on and make those small intentional steps in order to make it look like what you desire. Okay? So that's my power money move for the week. What's yours?
So the love power move is communication. Keep the lines of communication open at all times. So we've decided together that we would sit down every Sunday and have a talk about the week, what's on our minds, what's on our hearts. Sometimes it's a hit and miss, but we get right back into it. It's very important. Every Sunday. So whatever day it is that you all want to pick, just pick it and sit down with your partner and have a good conversation, even though sometimes it might be a hard conversation, but just make sure that it's a safe place that you both can express what you're feeling.
That's right.
And that no one's feelings are getting hurt or bothered, so that you all can come to an agreement. Just make sure that you're communicate every day and sit down and talk with your spouse about what's going on in your life.
Even if you don't have a spouse, talk with yourself, communicate with yourself. Sometimes the best dialogue is your internal dialogue.
Look yourself in the mirror.
Yourself. And no beating up on ourselves. The same way, if you had a partner, that you wouldn't want to hurt that partner's feelings, that you want to make sure that there's a foundation for a safe space for that partner to feel safe. Also, the things that you say to yourself internally inside your head, those things are important as well. Make sure you have a safe space for yourself to come without judgment. Sometimes we can be our worst own critic. So just communication is key in terms of getting to the next step and, being intentional about where you want to be, what's not working, what is working about your life, and then where it is that you want to go next. So those are our power money moves for the week: real estate and love. And you have reached the end of our show, but listen, that doesn't mean that it's over. We will be back next week. We will have a new episode, new topic. So
it may be a guest. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
That's right. Hit the subscribe button, lock in with us, and just stay tuned with us. We are Love and Real Estate. We are Keys with the Duprees, where partnership meets purpose, love meets legacy, and real estate meets real life.
That's right.
So we'll see you next time here on Love and Real Estate, guys. We'll see y'all next time. Take care.
Peace out.